Today's transformation truth is accomplishment. Now, accomplishment is something so critical because most of us start something, but we don't finish. And we have a lot of people in society today that are not even setting goals for themselves. We've just gotten used to saying things, but not actually doing them, and making promises that we can keep, or perhaps under-delivering on what we promise our customers. Well, that attitude is not going to allow you to transform into the kind of individual that you can be. And I want to make sure that you understand there's an answer to all of this. And the answer is very simple. I want to make sure that you're setting goals for yourself. Set goals and finish them. It's that simple. If you're going to set some goals, if you're going to decide that you're going to do something with your life, it's important that you finish them, because you get to create whatever it is that you want your life to be. You get to create whatever it is that you want to do in life, but nobody else gets to do that. And if you finish them, then now you got this sense of accomplishment. One of the things why I love accomplishment so much is because it raises your self-esteem. And when your self-esteem is high, guess what? You function better, you're happier, your immune system functions better, so you're healthier. And don't you want that? I think all of us want that. Well, this is why this lesson is so important, is because most people are not used to accomplishing something. Most people are just used to doing whatever they need to do to get by. But who wants to live in that life of getting by? Let me give you the example of a perfect sense of accomplishment. One is Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, as you know, was the creator of the light bulb. And at that time, he had failed over 1,000 times. And one of the reporters at that time asked him, well, Mr. Edison, did you feel like a failure when you failed for so many times? And he said, no, I never felt like a failure. I actually just found over 1,000 ways of how not to make a light bulb. Now, that to me is perseverance. That's a sign of accomplishment. It's somebody that actually is not going to give up just because the adversity hits in. Remember, adversity is only there to make you stronger. Adversity is actually there to test you whether this is really what you want to do with your life, whether this is really a project that you're really committed to. Conviction. That's some of the things that accomplishment is all about. But I want to share with you some of the things that I have learned over the years of how to keep accomplishment at the forefront of my life. The first one is, I want you to write at least 3 goals down. Yes, you only want to write 3 because if you write more than 3, a lot of times it just gets too much. And if you don't write them down, remember that almost 80% of that opportunity for that goal to become a reality will be failing. So write them down because it works. Now, the second thing is keep your commitments. And I'm talking about your commitments to yourself, but also your commitments to other people. Because when you say something to your partners, to your coworkers, to your friends, and you don't follow through, your integrity is always at risk. And integrity is something that is so critical because it's the one thing that allows people to buy into you. So the third thing is be solution oriented. You see, most people are spending over 80% of their time worrying and actually dealing with the problem, rather than spending over 80% of the time on the solution to the problem. I have found that when I stay focused on solutions, then I get to accomplish more in life. So remember, these 3 things that you're going to do today are going to be the ones that are going to allow you to live this sense of accomplishment. The first one is write at least 3 goals down and make sure you finish them. The second one is keep your commitments to yourself and to other people because your integrity relies on it. And the third thing is be solution oriented. Make sure that you're spending more time on solution than on the problem. And when you do these 3 things, you're actually going to be living transformation, truth, accomplishment.